Here's a number that's going to stop you at your track. Bitcoin, $1.5 trillion in assets, and that's the biggest crypto asset we have currently. And yet, not up to 0.3% of this is available in DeFi, meaning that over $1 trillion is sitting idle in the market. Now, Sui just introduced Hashi, and now this changes a whole lot of stuff. But before we go or dive into what Hashi is all about, now we're going to understand the foundation that makes this possible. Sui DeFi and its liquidity engine, DeepBook. And now I'm going to show us a full picture of what this is all about in the next few minutes. Now let's dive in. As a DeFi tutor, having explored both EVM and non-EVM chains, I can tell you that most chains make DeFi fragmented. How? Isolated pools, competing liquidity, constant slippage. But here on Sui, it's built different. They built an infrastructure where every app can actually plug in on the same deep liquidity, and they don't have to rebuild it. These are being powered by the liquidity layer, DeepBook. But now let me show you how this works.
Now, to understand the fragmentation problem, now this is DeFi protocols with different liquidities. Now, this is DeFi protocol A, protocol B, protocol C, protocol D, and then protocol E, right? Now, to see now, they are all separate and then they don't share liquidity pools. And now, anytime a bigger trade comes into their stuff, and you see, because of there's no shared liquidity, you see water pours out, meaning there's an overspill. And now the same thing that goes to other places. When someone trades more than they can, the pool can depth of the pool cannot contain. You see, there's a spillover here. And now because of this, there's more fees. You're being charged more fee. So now, how does the book gives a solution to this? Now, all the protocols come into one place, and they all share the same pool. And now, to make it more simple and understandable, I decided to use this experiment. And now, as you can see, anytime a trade comes in, now because there's a shared liquidity pool, you see there's no fragmentation, and then there's no fee because all the pools are in one place. And now, because of that, anytime any new protocol comes in to plug into the pool, they can easily trade. And if you come on, so you see stuff like aggregator mode, and because of that, you can easily interchange between other pools, liquidity layers. And because of that, there's enough pools for people to interact with, and because of that, you don't actually pay more fees, and that makes more sense. Now, to understand how margin trade also works on DeepBook as well, now let's assume this is a $100 pool, right? And then when it comes to DeepBook, now normally on the spot, this is just $100 and it's just worth $100. But how does margin works on DeepBook as well? You see, because of this $100 now, and when it plugs into the pool, you see, I have more funds than finance to work more on. And with this now, you see, your funds does more work for you. And with that, I think this is a better
And with that,
understanding.
I believe you understand how DeepBook solves fragmentations. Now let's talk about the big announcement. On March 19th, Sui announces Hashi. Remember, in the beginning of the video, I made mention about $1.5 trillion worth of Bitcoin, right? Now, Hashi unlocks this into DeFi. How? Now you can actually deposit your native BTC into Hashi, and you can borrow USDT against this, and now you can deploy them into Sui DeFi. Now the beautiful part about it is it means no wrapping, no synthetics, no counterparties, right? Now, one of the amazing part about it is that everything is actually transparent, on-chain, and also verifiable. Now, this is also backed by big companies, and they are being trusted, right? Now, also the retail companies on Sui, like Scallop, SuiLend, AlphaLend, they are all integrating this into their DEXs now. And again, currently Hash is on DevNet, and stay tuned, probably the mainnet might probably be this year or later on. Let's talk about the full DeFi stack and why this connects. Yes, people say that on-chain other books are too slow and expensive, but with Sui parallel execution and some finalities, you can say that Hashi is actually giving a whole lot of waves to both institutional layers. Why? There's verifiable, there's now trust, and all this have been built from day one. And stops fragmentations, while Hashi unlocks idle Bitcoin, which is over $1 trillion plus, right? Now, how does this matters? Now, when it comes to Sui DeFi, when it comes to lending, borrowing, and even things like creating liquidity provision or anything that relates to yield farming, Sui is the best place for you. Now, if you go to Slush Wallet, you can see that they actually have some APYs or current campaign that is actually going there for you to explore strategies. And this is in collaboration with AlphaLend. Now, when it comes to Sui DeFi, you can see a whole lot of amazing stuff that you can actually interact with. Let's talk about the agentic payments, OXBP. You see, on that place, you put your stables to work and they do the work for you while you sit idle. Yeah, we also have new upcoming products like Centra, where you can save up your stuff for upcoming emergencies in the future. And you see, with this, you have all amazing stuff, all available and unlocked on Sui. I was stuck to a post some months back asking if a particular APR or APY was actually real. But now, this is why Sui DeFi actually makes more sense. Now, when it comes to Sui, I don't actually like talk about DeFi yields when all these are just magical stuff, and I'm talking about sustainability over time, right? Now on Sui, when it comes to lending, borrowing, anything that leads to yield farming, you are getting a sustainable stuff and APR, right? Now, having used all these products, I can probably tell you that yes, all these are sustainable, and you can actually maximize your opportunities here. Now, because of how the market has been, I actually gave out a guide when it comes to just tables, right? Now, on Sui, you want to explore lending protocols, you can talk about Scallop, Navi protocol, Sui Lend, and now you want to talk about creating LPs. I mostly make use of Sui/USDC, and I make use of Bluefin, Cetus DLMM, and you see, understanding the basic concept of this gives me another edge, right? Now, let's even talk about DeepBook margins. Now, DeepBook margins was launched January this year, and it has been a whole lot. I actually have videos about almost all the protocols I've interacted on. You go to my page, you can actually see them. Now, having explored the margin trade, I can probably tell you that DeepBook is on a whole lot of levels, right? Because here they give you users a full access to a deeper shared liquidity, and you see, makes trading more easy.
And with that is a wrap. Stay tuned for more educational content like this. Clock it.